There's a wonderful tool. This is one of the tools that you can take away. Oh, this, just a quote from Benjamin Franklin. Hide not your talents, they for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? There are two wonderful strengths tools we use in positive psychology. The one that I really love using is the first one. It's from Gallup. It's called Strengths Finder. The other one, via Signature Strengths, is available online, Martin Seligman's website, which is www.AuthenticHappiness.com. I really like the Strengths Finder one because they have 34 strengths. They're all viewed as strengths. There are no weaknesses. And they have an equation for strength, and it's talent times investment. So talent times investment. So very often, relentlessly throughout our lives, and from working in large organizations, I know this to be true, we spend years trying to do stuff that we actually just have no talent for. Okay? I have no talent in the sort of numbers arena whatsoever, and I've spent years beating myself up about it as a self-employed person. I should be able to manage my finances. I should be able to not go overdrawn. I should be able to do my expenses. And just as the lady down here said, there are people out there that really have a talent for that stuff. So why not get them to do it? And that was an enormous revelation for me. So, if your talent in a particular field is one, and you put in all of the investment you can, you'll only ever get to be a 10 in that particular area. If you're pretty good at something and you put in a medium amount of effort, you'll actually be fairly reasonable at something. However, if you find out what you're good at and you do it a lot, you're working to your absolute best. If you look at virtuoso musicians, for example, they very often have a high degree of talent and they put in the practice. We see it in sports people as well. High degree of talent in an area, it's recognized, and they spend a lot of time practicing and working on it. So again, take a moment for yourselves now and think about, if you were coming up with your 9s and 10s, what is it that you do really, really well? Are you doing enough of that? Are you spending enough time concentrating in those areas? And in your industry, I imagine a lot of you are really great relationship people, spending time building relationships with clients, building trust, winning contracts. I'm pretty good at that as well. Relator is one of the strengths in the Signature Strengths test, and I'm a 4. So you usually work with your top 5 strengths out of this particular methodology. And so relator is really big for me, but I'm actually rubbish at maintaining long-term relationships with clients. And so I wasn't doing, Francis picked up on it earlier, is, you know, how many of you have clients that you are currently working with that you're not paying enough attention to, that you could be getting more business out of, instead of spending all that time and effort and energy in winning new business? So if you're a good winner of business but you're not good at holding on, what's the answer? If you're not good at continuing the relationship like me, what's the answer? Get somebody in that's really good at maintaining relationships. You bring them in after the business is won, you allow them to work with you on the main piece of business that you won, and they continue the relationship. If anyone's done Myers-Briggs, have you heard of Myers-Briggs? It's a psychological profiling tool. I'm not a completer finisher. Absolutely not. You know, already I'm thinking about my plane leaving here. That's how much of not a completer finisher I am. I haven't even got the end of my presentation, and I'm actually going on to the next thing. And I used to get really anxious about that until my coach said to me one day, what would happen if you're just not one of those people? And it suddenly relieved me of this huge amount of guilt, and it was a wonderful revelation. So I would really encourage you, if you only take one thing away from here today, get Strengths Finder. I'm not on a commission from Gallup. I should be, goodness. And find out what your strengths are. And there's wonderful exercises that come. You buy the book and you get a code. You go online, you fill out the strengths, and then it emails you a report. But it gives you ideas on how you can do more of what you're good at.